Hi friends, it's Miss Howell. I have another new book to share with you today. This one is called Goldilocks and the Three Bears. Have you ever heard this story before? You may have, and some things may be different from the version you've heard, and some things may be pretty much the same. But this version is retold by Bonnie Dobkin, and it's illustrated by Rajesh Tanwar. So Bonnie Dobkin is the author, she wrote the words, and Rajesh Tanwar is the illustrator. He did the pictures. Alright, let's get started. Once there was a little girl with a bright, happy smile and long, curly, blonde hair. Everyone called her Goldilocks. So locks are another word for hair, and since her hair was kind of goldenish, they called her Goldilocks. Goldilocks lived in a cottage by the edge of the woods. Always curious, she wondered what was in those woods. "May I go for a walk in the forest?" she asked her parents one day. "No," said her mother. "The woods are too big. You might lose your way." "No," said her father. "The woods can be dangerous. You might get hurt." "Promise us you won't go into the woods," her parents said together. "I promise," said Goldilocks. So I know that a promise means you are going to follow it and you're going to do what they say, no matter what. One day, though, the sun was shining, the air felt fresh and cool, and the branches of the trees seemed to be waving at her. Goldilocks thought about her promise. "I probably shouldn't go into those woods," she said. But she did. So did she keep her promise? Nope, she broke her promise and did it anyways. Now, deep in the woods was another cottage, and in this cottage lived, that's right, the three bears. Papa Bear was a great big bear with a great big voice. He liked to fix things around the house, and he loved to cook. Mama Bear was a medium-sized bear with a soft, sweet voice. She liked to work in the yard, and she loved to sing. There she is with music notes coming out, showing that she likes to sing. Baby Bear was a very small bear with a thin, squeaky voice. He liked to do whatever his parents were doing. So he must have loved them very much, because he liked to do things with his parents. One morning, Papa Bear made a pot of delicious porridge. He filled 3 bowls to the very top. So I've never eaten porridge before, but when I imagine porridge, I imagine it to be sort of like oatmeal. First, he filled a great big bowl. Then he filled a medium-sized bowl. And finally, he filled a very small bowl with pictures of honeybees on it. See the honeybees? I bet you guys remember that those are my favorite animals. "The porridge looks wonderful," said Mama Bear. "The porridge smells wonderful," said Baby Bear. "The porridge is wonderful," said Papa Bear. "Eat up." "Yow!" cried Baby Bear. "This porridge is too hot." "He's right," said Mama Bear, looking at Papa. "Well then," said Papa Bear, "why don't we go for a walk until the porridge cools off?" "Hooray!" said Baby Bear, fanning his tongue so it was so hot. It's so hot. And they set off into the woods. Just as the 3 bears left for their walk, someone came running out of the forest. Who is it? It was Goldilocks. "Why didn't I listen to my parents?" she said. "Now I'm lost and I don't know which way to go." So she's lost in the woods. Should she have gone in the woods? No, she should have kept her promise and stayed out. Then Goldilocks saw the cottage. Always curious, she wondered who lived there. She knocked on the door. "Hello," she said. "Is anyone home?" Of course, no one was. As she kept knocking, the door swung open. "I probably shouldn't go inside," she said. "Are you supposed to go inside someone's house when they're not home?" "No, but it says she did anyways." The first thing Goldilocks saw was a cozy living room. In it was a fireplace and 3 chairs made of wood. One was a great big chair with a tall back and thick arms. I think that chair is for Papa Bear. One was a medium-sized chair. It glowed in the light and had soft, fluffy cushions. I think that chair is for Mama Bear. And one was a very small chair with butterflies painted on it. I think that one was for Baby Bear. Goldilocks suddenly realized that her feet hurt. "This isn't my house," she said. "I probably shouldn't sit in those chairs." But she did. First, she sat in the great big chair. The scratchy wood left splinters in her bottom. "Ouch!" she said. "This chair is too rough." Next, Goldilocks sat in the medium-sized chair. The chair was so slippery, she slid right off. "Whoops," she said. "This chair is too small." Smooth. It was too smooth, she slipped off. Finally, she sat in the very small chair. "Ah," sighed Goldilocks. "This one is just right." Crash! Their chair broke all to pieces. Uh-oh, how is Baby Bear gonna feel? His chair is broken. That's so sad. "Oh no," said Goldilocks. "Look what I've done. I have to leave." But then she smelled a wonderful smell. What do you think she smelled? The porridge. Always curious, she followed the smell to the doorway of the kitchen. On a table in the kitchen, Goldilocks saw 3 bowls. The wonderful smell was coming from them. Suddenly, Goldilocks realized she was very hungry. "I probably shouldn't taste what's in those bowls," said Goldilocks. But she did. So she just saw someone else's food sitting there and decided that she was going to eat it. I don't think she sounds like a very nice person. She doesn't seem to care about other people's things. First, she tasted the porridge in the great big bowl. "Ow!" she cried. "This porridge is too hot." Next, she tasted the porridge in a medium-sized bowl. "Ew," she said. "This porridge is too cold." Finally, she tasted the porridge in the very small bowl. It wasn't too hot and it wasn't too cold. "Yum," said Goldilocks. "This porridge is just right." And she ate it all up. Oh my goodness. So she broke Baby Bear's chair and then she just ate all of his porridge. That doesn't sound very kind to me. Now, Goldilocks saw a stairway leading up to another floor of the cottage. Always curious, she wondered what was at the top of those stairs. "I probably shouldn't go up there," she said. But she did. At the top of the stairs, Goldilocks saw 3 beds. One was a great big bed that was painted blue. I think that one's for Papa Bear. One was a medium-sized bed that was painted red. I think that one's for Mama Bear. And one was a very small bed with a blue and red frame. That one's for Baby Bear. It's so little. Suddenly, Goldilocks realized that she was feeling sleepy. "I probably shouldn't try out those beds," she said. But, you guessed it, she did. First, she tried the great big bed. Her head went down with a thunk. "Ugh," she said, "this bed is too hard." Next, she tried the medium-sized bed. This time, she almost disappeared. She just sunk into it. She said, "This bed is too soft." Finally, she tried the very small bed. It wasn't too hard and it wasn't too soft. "Ah," said Goldilocks, This bed is just right. And she snuggled under the covers and fell asleep. A little while later, the three bears returned from their walk. They stopped in surprise when they saw their door open. "Oh no," said Mama Bear. "Someone has been into our home." "Be careful," said Papa Bear. "That someone could still be in there." The three bears tiptoed into the living room. "Someone's been sitting in my chair," grumbled Papa Bear. "Someone's been sitting in my chair," gasped Mama Bear. "Someone's been sitting in my chair," squeaked Baby Bear. "And that someone broke it all to pieces." He's feeling sad because his chair is broken. They hurried into the kitchen. "Someone's been eating my porridge," roared Papa Bear. "Someone's been eating my porridge," cried Mama Bear. "Someone's been eating my porridge," squeaked Baby Bear. "And that someone ate it all up. Look at his empty bowl. Oh man, poor Baby Bear." Now the three bears rushed up the stairs. "Someone's been sleeping in my bed," growled Papa Bear. "Someone's been sleeping in my bed," whispered Mama Bear. "Someone's been sleeping in my bed," squeaked Baby Bear. "And that someone is still there." He looks so worried. Look, his mouth is open like this. He's so shocked. There's still someone in my bed. Papa and Mama Bear rushed over next to Baby Bear. They looked at Goldilocks. Then they looked at each other. Papa Bear let out a great big roar. Goldilocks woke up. First, she saw a very small bear with wide, big eyes. Then she saw a medium-sized bear with a worried frown. Can you show me your worried frown? Next, she saw a great big bear with great big teeth and great big claws. Goldilocks shrieked. She's so scared. Goldilocks jumped out of bed, rushed across the bedroom, leaped down the stairs, and ran through the kitchen, raced across the living room, and burst out the door. She ran and ran and ran until she saw her own cottage through the trees at the edge of the forest. Her mother and father were standing in the doorway. Goldilocks ran up to them. "We've been so worried," they cried, giving her a hug. "I'm sorry," said Goldilocks. "I should have listened to you." She shouldn't have gone in the woods or messed with other people's stuff, should she? "But at least you're safe," said her father. "Come in the house. I'll make you something to eat." The next day, Goldilocks sat on her front step again. She could see the forest. The trees seemed to smile at her. "I probably shouldn't ever go in the woods again," she told herself. But... and then it just leaves off like that. It doesn't tell us what happens. Now, I want you to think, what is Goldilocks gonna do next? Do you think maybe she'll stay at home this time? Do you think maybe she'll try and go in the forest or the woods again? I don't know. Maybe you could draw a picture of what you think Goldilocks will do next and have your parents send it to me. I'd love to see your ideas. All right, bye for now.